welcome to the Elite Wrestling Podcast, episode number 3. What's up, everybody? We are just a day off from Double or Nothing. What a show last night. What a pay-per-view. And there's a lot of news. There's a lot of stuff going on today. Plus, on top of that, of course, just kind of recapping final thoughts on what happened last night. I was hoping to have watched it again by now. That didn't happen because of everything I had to do today. I was just cleaning. I was doing stuff. My kids wanted to hang out for a little while, so we did that. I got the gaming stream coming up at about 10 o'clock tonight, so I'll be ending this stream in about an hour and a half, whatever it is, and then I'll be getting ready for the gaming stream. Jimmy Martin, thank you for the $1, man. I appreciate that. With a super chat party from Jimmy Martin. It looks like he was just tipping the show, man. Nothing to say. Thank you, Jimmy Martin. I am going to take phone calls also. A lot of people didn't get their voices to be heard the other day. So that was another big issue for me where we really needed to come on here and do a follow-up to what happened last night because I had to go live for the Corrupted podcast on Patreon. That pays the bills. And, without the donations live and without the patrons and the Patreon shows that I do, I wouldn't be able to do any wrestling talk or any talk about anything for that matter. So that was really important to do that. We get a lot of news. A lot of news that came out today. I have a lot of things. There's a lot of questions. I'm going to be looking for those in the chat, potentially. Of course, I will answer all the donation questions, and I will try to answer some chat questions as well from some of you guys as we go here. And I will also open the phone lines, and that's basically what I'm stalling to do right now. So right now I am trying to open the phone lines on Skype, and I got them open. What up, everybody? Hope you're having a good vacation, if it's vacation for you. Outside the U.S., maybe not, but one of the biggest stories is, in fact, I'm losing my voice. One of the bigger stories is, WWE upset, obviously, with their wrestlers for talking about AEW. This is a big deal. And, I have it here somewhere if I figure it out. I just need to figure it out. What's up to the chat? What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? I think Leah's going to be with me tonight, maybe. Not really sure. Alright, well, I'm sorry I dropped 258's call. But 352, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
There we go. 352, what is up?
What's up? I didn't get to watch the full show. I worked last night, so I just watched whatever was on random YouTube streams as I can.
Yeah.
What do you really think about the Rhodes match with all the blood? I felt like it was a different change. I mean, used to WWE all the time stopping matches if there's any ounce of blood.
Well, I think my one critique of it is that I think I don't know if he obviously I can't believe he meant to cut himself that much. It was very dangerous, and it would have been nice. My one critique is the announcers. I don't remember it, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't remember the announcers ever being like, the referee may have to stop this match, or something, Dustin, may have to go to the hospital. This match could end any second now, because of the referee, this amount of blood. They really didn't paint the picture enough for me that he was in some danger. They sort of stayed away from it almost in a way. So, I would have liked them to kind of focus more on that. And so the announcing last night was my biggest problem. Obviously, the announcing was way better than WWE, but to me, that was a major problem was the announcing last night. But I love the match. I love the emotion of the match. No, I have never been that emotional about a match, and even though I knew, what it was about and what was going to happen, I found myself being sucked into the emotion of that throughout of it. Right from the beginning when Cody did the whole shots at Triple H, And that emotion of I'm going to kill the Attitude Era, because when you hear that, a lot of us are big Attitude fans. We're kind of like, that's stupid. But there's also a lot of us, I think, that agree with it now in a way of like, all right, we need to move on to something else already. Enough of like living in the Attitude past when you can't be better than the Attitude. The only way to be better than the Attitude or as good as Attitude Era is to move on with some kind of new era. And it feels like they never do that. In WWE, they're always kind of just this watered-down PG era that once in a while throws a wink out to what used to be awesome. And so I get that part of it, so I enjoyed that. This was the bloodiest match I had ever seen. I mean, maybe some clips of like Abdullah the Butcher from years ago, but this is the bloodiest. Maybe a few one or two things in ECW, but I mean, Dustin bled for a long time in this match. And then the ending with the Crossroads was really exciting to me. And then at the very end, after it was over, and Cody Rhodes said, I don't need a tag partner, I need a brother. That was right out of a movie or something. It was fucking crazy. And highly emotional stuff. I can't wait to watch that match back today. I haven't watched it back. But that was the number 1 or number 2 match of the night to me. But I went number 1 because of the story. I went number 2 with Omega and Jericho, and I went number 3. I haven't figured out number 3 yet. It's between the Best Friends match and the Young Bucks. Some people would say it's obviously the Young Bucks better, but I'll have to watch it all again. So what did you think about it? Did you see the whole match yet or no?
Yeah, I saw the whole match. I think they did a good job on commentary, just saying like, it looks like he's just sweating blood at this point.
Yeah, they were saying stuff about it. I just thought that maybe they should have been a little bit more like, you know what I mean? Any minute he could pass out, his body could give out, or any minute Earl Hebner might have to stop this match. They really have to think about stopping this thing right now. They didn't.
Oh no, I agree completely on that.
I thought that the announcers just didn't do the justice of they treated it almost like he just had a little cut, they did reference that he was busted wide open. They were like, man, I've never seen that much blood and stuff like that. They said things like that. They made obvious like statements about like, wow, there is gallons of blood. JR said some things that were like, you could tell JR was cringed out by the whole thing, but they never sort of made it sound like, this is dangerous for Dustin. He's going to lose. But, he's going to be in trouble because of this, or he could be stopped. Any minute this match could be stopped, I don't know. That was my little critique. They were good. They were better than WWE announcers, obviously, and they're all just coming together, and you had two JR was in the middle of it. I don't know. It's just, to me, I just thought they should do that. But it was a small critique. It's all. It's a good, great match.
Yeah. And then I have one more question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I saw that DDP randomly showed up there. Do you know the connection between him and the Rhodes family? Because I didn't know there was one at all.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they go back to WCW.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't start watching WWE until about 2008, so I'm more new to that type of stuff, so I had no idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they go back to the mid-90s, DDP and Dusty and all those guys. So, yeah, absolutely.
All right. I appreciate taking my call.
Yeah, man. Good call. No problem. Good call. Good way to start the calls. All the donations are on, guys. If you want a super chat, the super chat is available down there below. If you want to use Streamlabs, the link is in the description box down below. Nightbot's whoring it out a little bit here or there. And the donation amounts are all listed down in the description box if you guys want to do that. And we will those will all play over the air with whatever you want to say, do, or, as always. I will have my gaming stream up later. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I'm going to take a break and relax and have a good weekend and enjoy the fact that we don't have any school tomorrow, I don't have to take my kid to school tomorrow. My other 2 kids don't go to school yet. Jericho was saying he was not going to go to StarCast. He was unhappy, and he had post Double or Nothing comments, and I got some of that video here for you. I don't know what ended up happening, if he didn't go to the press conference or what. If he didn't host Talk is Jericho like he was supposed to. Looks like Vigo the Carpathian right here from Ghostbusters 2, but be that as it may, here's the video.
Oh, look at everybody that's StarCast, just waiting to see Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, who put on the match of a lifetime last night. at Double or Nothing. Chris Jericho, who walked out of the main event victorious. Chris Jericho, who still did not get the thank you that I deserve so richly from every man, woman, and child that's working for AEW, and every fan that was in the MGM Grand Arena, and every fan who's watching this video now. So you know what? I'm not doing a live talk as Jericho, because I don't want to show up. I don't want to be around all of you. I don't want to be around all of you troglodytes. I don't want to be around all you plebeians, all you ungrateful sons of bitches who refuse to thank me for what is the truth. That Chris Jericho made AEW. Chris Jericho is the best performer in AEW. Chris Jericho is the biggest star in AEW. And until you tell me that face to face, each and every one of you, I ain't going nowhere. So have fun at StarCast and just sit there in silence and watch the live talk as Jericho without me there. You're welcome. Am I evil, StarCast? Yes, I am.
You're welcome. And for those, so there's Jericho's comments. I don't know if they replaced him with Jon Moxley or something, or what happened with that. I have no idea. Also, for you rich people out there, Mick Foley offering to watch wrestling with anybody who donates $5,000 to Ashley Mazzaro's daughter. So that's an interesting thing out there for you if you are somebody who has a lot of money. Let's see what we...
Hello?
Oh, they answered right as I went away. All right, we lost the call. There's a lot of calls coming in. 240. What's up?
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Two things. So now what happens after this pay-per-view? Do they just not do anything until the TV stuff in October, or
yeah,
are they going to have shows between now and then? But not.
Yeah, basically, they don't have anything until TV starts. So, Jon Moxley's going to appear in New England Pro, I think, or a couple other different promotions. So Jon Moxley's going to be able to appear at all kinds of he's probably going to go on a big independent tour at this point. So now he's going to go do that, and all the other guys are booked all kinds of other places, so they'll have contracts with certain things that they'll be fulfilling or being allowed to do. And then I think it's October is the TV start date. So yeah, then in October, some people will still be allowed to have other bookings, but then they'll be off to the races in October. But then the weekly TV show will be it'll be a touring situation, so they'll be touring around. There'll be no house shows. They don't have any house shows planned.
Well, that's good.
It will just be the once-a-week live TV show. It will be live, 2 hours, and it'll be once a week. So they'll be coming to your city, our city, wherever they want to go.
I think house shows are pointless. They're just in general. I think they're just pointless. They don't really do anything storyline-wise. Titles don't change, and at least for WWE, house shows are so boring for some reason. I just don't.
I can see them.
House shows at all, really.
I could see them eventually doing something where they do a few shows a month extra that are non-televised, but I don't see them doing the WWE style 3 or 4 house shows a week and then a live show on one and then a pay-per-view maybe. Yeah, I think that they're gonna. That's one of the biggest probably enticing things about them is, hey, here's your contract for $150,000 a year or for $300,000 a year. Here's your contract, but on top of that, all you have to do is work 1 day a week or 2 days a week if there's a pay-per-view. And some of the wrestlers are going to be allowed to still book independently. And so that's huge. So not only are you getting paid a decent amount of money, but you can be booked at all these other places. Now that's similar to Ring of Honor, but yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I like what Cody said about in the post pay-per-view interviews, whatever. Post conference, he said about we're not going to have pay-per-views every month. I was like, oh, good, thank God. We don't need 2 pay-per-views a month, and we don't need 1 pay-per-view every month, like which what Cody said after. So that was good.
I think they do well with 1 every other month. I'd like to see 1 every other month from them. Like 6 a year would be nice.
Yeah. And do you think senile guy up in Stamford is going to change anything starting tomorrow night, or probably not, right?
I don't know. I mean, I can't believe he...
Obviously, they probably sat and watched that pay-per-view last night, even though they'll deny that they ever watched it. So, as far as Vince and them making some changes starting tomorrow night at some point or something, something's got to give with
yeah, I mean,
WWE.
He'll probably do something freaky. I mean, the word is right now that he's like... They say the word is that he's really angry about wrestlers tweeting about it, but it's like, I don't even know if he knows... Unless someone tells him about the wrestlers tweeting, I don't think he really... I don't know if he reads Twitter that much. I don't know. But apparently he's pissed. They say he's pissed, but anybody can just make that a rumor, to get... Yeah, to get views or whatever. They got big press, and AEW's been getting press all over the place for a lot of different things. One of the reasons why they got press today, politically, was they finally got political press, which is what they wanted with the whole, equal rights, whatever they say, and this is diversity, inclusion, and all these things. Whether you love it or you hate it, and a lot of people hate her, but Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted Cody Rhodes' speech about being an interracial marriage, and so that's like really blowing up right now. So I mean, even if whether you love or hate AOC, think she's an idiot or like her or whatever the case is, fact of the matter is a lot of people follow her, and now Cody Rhodes saying this now is like getting crazy amount of press and attention on them. So I mean, knowing politics, it was all planned, but either way, it's a big tweet here. 15,000 likes. It's crazy. 5,000 people talking about it right now. It's insane. So it's really good, already good press for them. They've got it going on all over the place for press.
Did you expect Austin Kong to be there?
No, I did not. That was a surprise for me.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say she was she was one of the most surprising things. I mean, because I was more excited when I saw Jon Moxley, but we kind of thought maybe that could happen. But Awesome Kong, I didn't even have a hint that was going to happen.
One more thing before I let you go.
Yeah.
Do you like Dean's, like, his twitching with his shoulders and stuff, or his neck twitches? That stuff just always irritated me for some reason. It just looks... I
don't like it. Sometimes I don't like it. He's like very cartoony a little bit. Like if he had, if he showed up there and he had just like showed up and he wasn't doing all those gyrations and he was more like serious, it would have been like, shit, he's a different guy here. Like this is different. But when he started doing all that, I was like, oh, he just looks like WWE. So
I got me working at Jericho. Like he did that twitches and stuff with his shoulders and his neck thing. I was like, oh,
yeah.
It's so awesome. I don't know.
You know who else does stuff like that? Becky Lynch does weird things like that where they're like, it's like they're moving fake, like they're on purpose. It's very weird. Like when Randy Orton does his like sort of like snake thing, like that seems real. When Stone Cold used to do the middle fingers and the shaking of the head thing, that seemed real. All the guys that did stuff, but and even The Rock did stuff like that, but it seemed real. And for some reason, when these guys do it, like I start laughing almost. So yeah, I do agree. I didn't even want to mention that last night because I didn't want to, I just wanted to kind of be positive about it. But I was thinking that when he was doing it, I was like, oh god. But oh well. And interesting too was this Death Valley Driver off the top of the poker chips that they didn't land on these padded. Like the padding they used was way more realistic. It was like a shiny plexi piece.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was that Kenny landed on. Like, what the heck was that?
Yeah, Kenny Omega hit that thing like pretty hard, and it didn't look like it gave a ton, but it looked better than the WWE's like crash bags. So it looked like it was actually part of the stage more. So I give them credit for doing that too. It looked, even that little touch was a little bit better. It was that shiny plastic stuff that breaks. It looked better than black padding and then cushions under. So,
all right, yeah, that was a very good ending to a it kind of leaves everyone, all the fans, in suspense now, like a cliffhanger thing. So they start up in October pretty much. So
yeah, and Jon Moxley or Dean gets a good, really good rub here because that broke the wrestling news everywhere that he's out, he's ready to go, and now all of his announcements about where he's booked for a little while are coming out today. So it's very interesting. And I forget where I can't remember where he's booked next, but it's in the Northeast Wrestling, actually. He's booked at Northeast Wrestling. Yeah.
Fire event or something like that.
Yeah, a couple of them. There's a couple things he's booked for. You can look it up. He's got a whole schedule. So everybody around the whole country, I don't know about the West Coast yet, but I know that there's a lot of bookings going on in the Midwest and Northeast, so you'll be able to see Jon Moxley. Probably you're going to have to wonder if your local wrestling promotion is going to be able to hold the thing, because a lot of these promotions do 300, 400, 500 seats, and I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of them are going to sell well.
It should be very interesting. All right, well, then take my call, Joe.
Thanks, man. Good call.
All right.
Hope everybody's having a good vacation. Again, like I said, in a little while, I'm going to be streaming my gaming stream. So I will be doing that. But right now, there's a lot to talk about here with EWP. Phone lines are open for anybody that wants to talk. But I'll take a break from that for a second. Jake Roberts says, I don't agree with some of the things Cody said, but match last night was awesome. I agree, too. It's. I think sometimes Cody, unfortunately, plays the virtue signal too much. But I really have enjoyed Cody, and whatever you think about Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, this video is doing really well for AEW, and this is him talking about, I think, his interracial marriage or something like that. But it's not bad. It's a very honest thing he's saying here.
I saw a lot of diversity in the show.
Saw a lot of diversity in the show.
That's something that's intentional, or is it just that you're opening the doors for people of different genders, people of different colors, people of different races, ethnicities? Are there other wrestling companies that don't allow like other races in the That's the only thing I'm confused about. Like, am I missing something? Are there wrestling companies out there that don't allow like Asians and blacks or something? Is AEW the first wrestling company to allow non-whites? Like, what? What are we talking about? Whatever. How did you go about making that decision to have it be more diverse?
Well, I'm in an interracial marriage, and I've learned a lot that I would have never known. One time I told Brandy, I said, I don't have a racist phone. I said, I don't see color. And she said, well, then you don't see my experience. And I thought, you're right. I can't just say that. You need to be able to see that experience and at least understand it. And the old territory system of just one, and a lot of folks may remember that. That's out. That's out. The best wrestlers are gonna field the game, and that's a very diverse profile. And I'm really proud of it. But I know we're not gonna make that. We're gonna promote them as wrestlers. That's all the elements of diversity. We're not gonna make it a PR element.
So that's a very important thing that he said right there. It's a great thing that the company is very diverse, because if you were to take the top performers in the entire world, you're going to end up with diverse people. You're going to end up with some Americans, some white Americans, Canadians, white Canadians, black Canadians. You're going to end up with people from Mexico, from the UK, Germany, England, all over the world. You're going to end up with different people. Japan, China. So it's not really a big deal. Obviously, there are very good people around the world that you can include into your product. And the thing at the end he says there is that he's not going to just do it for PR. It's just we're going to trying to get the best people. And there's a whole world here, and so we're going to take the best people from the whole world. WWE has been doing that as well, hiring from all over the world. I don't understand quite what some of that shock is, but...
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
1. I'll donate 5k to come in Ashley Massaro Dead Corpse. 2.
Oh God.
If you can't afford $50 for a pay-per-view, then you should rethink your life goals. 3. I hope AEW makes WWE better. The fans deserve it after 13 years of garbage television.
Yeah, well, definitely. Mike Litteris.
Thank you for the savage, horrific donation there. I agree, man. I hope they make everything better. Please make it better.
Party.
Oh, my buddies at Botch Club.
All in at AEW got some great Elite Insta content.
There is a lot of content now, not only WWE content, but tons of botches for AEW, courtesy of Botch Club on their Instagram. Over 22,000 followers on Instagram, guys. Botch Club. Follow Botch Club on Instagram, and follow me on Instagram too, Joe Cronin Show on Instagram. I take pictures of family, but I also put wrestling stuff up there too. But yeah, Botch Club is huge. They put me on there. Go follow them on Twitter, and follow them on Instagram mostly, because they're getting up there. You don't want to miss the botches, man. I love the botches. Every day there's a new one I'm scrolling through, and I'll watch it like 9 times because they keep replaying over and over again. Of course, we have a Botch Club. Thank you, Botch Club, for helping sponsor the stream. AEW, the World Championship. Look at that thing, baby. Bret Hart was able to hold it up. Oh, God. Not Mongoloid JB. Oh, God. This is disturbing.
My buddy hasn't watched wrestling in 5 years and he and I loved the show last night. I liked the Omega/Jericho match the most. I'm definitely all in 9/10. Do you have anyone you'd like to see in AEW, Joe? Besides CM Punk?
Yeah, just CM Punk from a business standpoint, Jimmy Martin. Obviously, I'd like to see him there, but you said besides, so... who could go to AEW, man, you know? I mean, I wish that, AJ Styles could be in AEW. That would be really good. That'd be a lot of fun to watch AJ Styles, Kevin Owens. Anybody who maybe was awesome in NXT, but then went to the main roster, and now it sucks. I would like those guys to be in AEW. Shinsuke Nakamura would be good in AEW, probably. Ricochet. I would definitely take Ricochet over there, but I like Ricochet in WWE, though, so... I don't think that... No company right now has megastar. Has like a Hulk Hogan, has a Rock. That's going to be a big deal. If somebody can create that, and if AEW can create that on TV, in AEW with somebody, if somebody can all of a sudden become a Hulk Hogan or whatever, the problem is not a lot of wrestling companies have been able to create those. You know what I'm saying? Like, they... In the 80s, guys like Dusty Rhodes and, Ric Flair and stuff like that, they got over tremendously. But nobody has ever created a mega superstar like WWE has. So that's what I'm wondering. Can somebody do that? Is that going to happen? Or is it just going to be, Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omegas and stuff like that, who are pretty good on the mic and tell really good stories in the ring, and they're kind of like this day and age's version of NWA. Are we just going to get that? Because the next person that can create a megastar, man, and can generate ratings and new viewers and new listeners, that is going to be something immensely special. And I thank you guys for the donations here, for keeping my show in the air. Without you guys, there's no goddamn show. So I appreciate it, especially on the weekend here where it's vacation time for a lot of people, that you guys drop a couple bucks. Thank you for that.
Here we go. I'm about to get it, man. Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh.
The new Ulysses Smith III.
I know you want Karen. I shouldn't either, but Bruce Blitz said AEW will fail and do nothing for the wrestling business. Fans like that ruin things.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna mind this, but Bruce is a retard. So, like caring about what that guy says is like caring about the fact that in 3 weeks it might rain. In 3 weeks it might rain. Most people look at you and go, "I don't give a shit. What the hell are you talking about?" It's basically the same reaction I have to what you just said, but I do appreciate the donation. Cody Rhodes destroying Triple H's symbol. Man, that was sick. A lot of fire on my show right now. Post AEW. There was a lot of shit post AEW. There's a lot of news, guys. There's so much shit going on. It's kind of incredible. And I'm enjoying it. Let's see what this one is.
But we gotta end this thing correctly.
This is from Wrestling
Sorry,
Inc.
Kenny, broken nose and all. You have to tell them good night.
Apparently, Kenny Omega might have had I think he did. He had a broken nose.
Hold up. But guys, you've been loud all night. I need you to get as loud as you've ever been in your life.
You know, one thing this is showing me, by the way, I think this is cool and I like this and everything, but one thing this is telling me is, like, when they start relaunching soon and doing the TV and the new shows, they got to come up with, like, a person who's the face of the company who can host and, like, say goodnight to everybody if they want and things like that. But I think this is cool, though, so right now I'm having a blast with it.
All of us here, you know, we really put our pride on the line to try something new. All of us, you know, all of us, you know, not just us in AEW, but I'm sure everyone in the crowd, we put up with some form of ridicule every day, not feeling good enough, or not feeling like we've lived up to our potential or that we're on the right path. But today, I almost cried 3 or 4 times because I'm so proud of everyone. And I'm so happy that each and every one of you are willing to take the chance to come on this very unique journey with us. And even though I should be seeking medical attention, I should. Cody put me on the spot, and so I guess, oh boy, I guess I must bid you adieu. So everyone in Las Vegas, and heck, around the world now, goodbye, smooch, and good night, bye.
Interesting stuff. 856, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. You know, I was just, I watched Double or Nothing last night, and I have to say, this was probably the greatest pay-per-view I've seen in forever. You know, I mean, I stopped watching WWE 2 years ago, and this was a breath of fresh air. It really was.
What have you been watching besides since you've taken 2 years off? Have you been watching other wrestling or nothing?
Oh, yeah, I watched, you know, I was watching New Japan, you know, I watched Lucha Underground and Ring of Honor. I mean, I try to watch it all, you know.
Oh, okay, you're still watching stuff. All right, yeah. Like me, like I mean, once in a while I watch New Japan, but I don't get to see a ton, you know.
Yeah, like, I mean, I was watching all that stuff, but then after a little bit, I started to get kind of annoyed with wrestling as a whole because it wasn't necessarily that any of the wrestling companies were doing. It's just I felt like a lot of the companies, you know, they kept losing a lot of talent to WWE, and it just every time I got into a new wrestler, there he goes, WWE, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, and I couldn't invest in anyone anymore. And then I started hearing reports the Young Bucks turned down the offer, and then they're starting a new company, and I'm like, oh my god, is wrestling's going to get, you know, big revolution.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I think a lot of people are going to come back. I've always, you know, I think that's what they're banking on too, is a lot of older fans to come back. But I mean, I think they really need, again, they need to make they need to make new fans too. You know, people need to see maybe Dustin Rhodes' bloody head and to think, wow, What is that? I got to watch that. What the hell is going on over there? Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. And I myself, again, like I've said, I really can't wait to rewatch last night again, because I haven't been able to do that yet. So there's a lot of more wrestling news to get to here as we continue to go through it. I will have my gaming stream coming up tonight at 10 p.m. Probably just going to play some PUBG and Diablo and shit like that. Not sure yet, but probably around 10 p.m.
Here we go. I'm about to get it, man. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh.
Metal Gear Nemesis. What a name. That's awesome.
I'm anti-SJW. What I liked about Cody, he said they're progressive but won't be very professional. Like Brie Larson or Star Wars.
Yes. Okay. It pronounced that wrong for you, obviously. I'm sorry. Not professional, PR. A lot of people have thought that they've been very like SJW and crying whatever about their virtue signaling. I don't think they've been that bad, and I think they have good intentions. I think some people have been put off by Cody blocking them over some arguments, and I wish that Cody would open his mind a little bit more to some of the people that maybe he doesn't like. Some of the people that because I think me and Cody probably believe the same thing. The difference is I don't like the virtue signaling and hurting people to get my point across like that. Black Hog, what up, man? Thanks for the $1. Appreciate it. And I think if Cody would allow some of the people that maybe he disagrees with out there to have their opinion, then he could talk with them. You could actually change someone's mind or make them at least see your point of view by respecting them as a fan, even if they have an opinion that is very contrast to yours and even like angers you or whatever. And I think instead he's been blocking a lot of people. And a lot of people have been angry about that, have come to me about it, especially, and whatever. You can call them whiners if you want, but, in the end, it means something to them that they were going to be AEW fans, and now they feel alienated. And I don't think you should alienate your fans because their views, because eventually, if you think somebody has crappy views, well, maybe someday their views will change. So don't just bury them and then forget about them, because you won't make friends or new fans that way if that's how you feel. 734, what's up?
Hey, it's Travis TLC.
Oh shit, what's up, Travis?
How you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Yeah, man. This show last night was fucking awesome. Personally, I think Goldust is like one of my most favorite wrestlers of all time, and it's been so sad over the years to see how WWE has just misused and made this guy a joke, and now he comes into this and shows that he is legit as fuck and an absolute legend. I was just so happy to see him have his moment out there.
I agree, man. That was really nice. I just can't wait to watch it again. And I've loved him too, man. I mean, I think about it, dude. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 34, and I can remember watching back old WrestleMania footage, and, he was there. Didn't really notice him that much. He was there in those old red trunks. But then, when I was about 11 or 12, he came into WWE as Goldust. And it's like, man, I've been watching this guy since I was really young. Like, it's really a big deal. Like, he's got, and in WWE, he had great music, a great character. He had different iterations of his character where it went from very dark and, creepy in ways to being very funny and silly and serious at times. And it's just like really... He just missed that doing this in WWE, but he was never going to be able to do that. So, I remember when he went to the Attitude Era too, when he went into being like a Christian too. Remember that he was like, I only talk to him or whatever it was. It was so weird. But yeah, I don't know. The guy's done a damn good job at everything he's done. Even when he went to TNA, I know he had troubles at that point of his life, but just man, it was like I can't at 34 years old, to watch a guy you've been watching for 25 years, pretty crazy. And so yeah, you felt the emotion. And then Cody Rhodes and the Rhodes family, I loved that, man. That was I'm very happy for him that he got that moment. That was an awesome moment that this should have been done at WrestleMania, but
absolutely,
WWE's lost.
I think if anybody deserves it, it's that guy. I think he's like Undertaker level legend. Like, this guy's been around for so long, and he complete. I mean, his character Goldust like completely turned everything around. he was the Attitude Era, I think, in the very beginning. Like, he started that shit.
Yeah.
Stone Cold may have taken it and gone somewhere else, but that guy was like the first one to really take something and make it controversial and get it over.
Yeah, when he was he was like humping people and like kissing people and all that stuff and the androgyny back in it was 95 when that happened. Yep. 95, 96. So yeah, it was right before
I was just
Steve
happy
Austin.
to see that guy get his moment, Yeah,
he could have never done this in WWE, so that's the cool thing about this.
Not.
Thank God this came around when it did for him, because it's great. Yeah, man, I appreciate the call. Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if he smell what the cock. Sorry, lost my mind there for a minute. I know I was a little bit harsh on the announcing. I think I'm just jealous and angry that I'm not an announcer. I think that I'm not announcing. I haven't called a wrestling match in a few months, so I'm probably just itching to do it. I think that's why I was angry. Probably just a crybaby bitch is what I am. What else do we have here? Well, we got most of the backstage stuff. Let's see what Cody Rhodes says here.
His hair is still bloody. I love that. I was just thinking.
It's from Wrestling Inc. It was basically right before the speech that we played earlier for everybody to hear.
Belly, you cunt!
Oh, shit. $20.
Frog off!
Woo!
Also, I regrettably watched some of JD review of Double or Nothing, and it pissed me off. Said he didn't care about the women tag match between the Asian women cause he didn't know them. That's the point, you get to know them.
I get his point though, but because like if you don't know anything about them, like you're kind of like what? But then it happens, and now you know something. But I kind of get his point, but whatever. I don't care what other people say, to be honest. But I got to give it up for the new Ulysses Smith III for dropping a huge, goddamn,
$20 drop from Ulysses. Yo, you're enlisting this motherfucker. What up to the chat? What up to the chat, man? You just dropped $20. Here we go, I'm about to get it, man. Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
IDK, I shouldn't care what anyone negative says. It bothers me cause I want wrestling to be cool again, but these so-called fans can't look past WWE.
Yeah, I get that it sucks when they do that, but you know, dude, even I'm negative. I'm negative about stuff too, but it doesn't mean that it's the end all be all. If I'm negative about something and you disagree with it, hey, you know, I might change my mind later, and I'm just trying to tell you my honest opinions, and so aren't they. So I wouldn't get too mad about it if someone's being a little bit negative. That's not a big deal. I mean, yeah, all the people that didn't watch last night that are just like, oh, they're going to fail. I mean, yeah, those people are just waste of time. Because if they're watching WWE, you're watching a failing company every week. You're telling me about this company's going to fail? You're watching a failure every week.
Heard they had 200,000 PPV buys. Badass.
Damn, is that true on regular pay-per-view? Jesus. Regular pay-per-view? You know, I think TNA was, when they were doing okay, you know, the last 4 or 5 years, I feel like their pay-per-view buy rate was around 50 to 150. You know, and NTX Elite, thank you very much. I mean, when WWE had some 800,000 buys, so that's not bad, not bad. It could have been a lot worse. 200,000 buys, that's pretty solid. 210, what's up? Hey, 210, how you doing?
I saw him last night. I was on the Bleacher Report. I wasn't able to get on the pay-per-view.
Oh, your phone's all jacked up, man. I can barely hear you. You have like a...
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I saw it on Bleacher Report last night. That guy didn't get pay-per-view, so I wasn't able to order on pay-per-view.
Oh, you couldn't get it on pay-per-view either?
No, I wasn't able to, so I had to pay $50 to get it on Bleacher Report. But it was alright on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, the BR app was fine. The only problems I had with BR app, with the Bleacher Report app live, was I couldn't cast to a TV. You know, there are ways to get it if you have time, but I didn't have time to unhook everything and hook everything up and do all this shit. So, like, I really kind of ran into an issue with that. But yeah, the streaming was very smooth. It's just, again, I didn't want to just watch it on my phone, so that kind of sucked. Let's hear real quickly a little bit more from the boys at AEW for a second while I check something on my phone.
But we gotta end this thing correctly. Sorry, Kenny, broken nose and all. You have to tell them goodnight. Hold up. But guys, you've been loud all night. I need you to get as loud as you've ever been in your life.
Well, that was actually the clip we played earlier. It's the same clip. My bad. I got more news for you, though. Let me get into some of this news.
What's up, guys? Can I get the Stone Cold Xmas song for my B-Day? Great show.
Oh, Black
From
Hog,
your
what
boy,
up?
Black Hog.
Thank you, Black Hog. Wait, you could have gotten that by just donating $6.25. Where is it, though? Is this it? Black Hog, thank you, man. Boo, boo. What up, everybody? Okay. Hey, guys, can you guys hear me? Everybody good? This time the power didn't go out. The power did not go out this time. My computer froze again, which is another problem I'm having. I spent $700 on this computer a couple of years ago and built it myself, and it's about dead now, so yeah. I've been trying to save money, but I'm sorry. Anyway, let's continue here while I reboot my computer. I thought WWE cut the power again. No, not this time. Not this time. The other day the power did go out, though, and that caused my computer to restart. But right now my computer just froze. I'm having problems with my computer freezing, so. All the more reason to sign up on Patreon, guys. If you want to help support the show, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. I'm going to need to, obviously, buy a computer. Yeah, I bought this computer. I mean, like I said, it wasn't going to last more than 3 years. I built it with cheap parts. But it kicked ass, man. It could play video games really well. You could do all kinds of shit. And for some reason, when I'm hitting the power button, it wasn't starting. This is not a re-upload from yesterday. This is a brand new stream. What up, TKO? What the fuck you been up to, man? Anyway, go ahead, continue. We're just going back into talking about AEW, so I'll just take questions in the chat right now while I get my news up, because I had some news written down. In fact, some of it probably got deleted. Fuck. Kylie Ray versus Bayley, yeah. I know she was very Bayley-like, I guess. A lot of people were saying that she's like a Bayley ripoff or whatever. I hope they make an AEW game. They don't need to make an AEW game. All you need to do is make AEW in your WWE 2K. Because the WWE 2K is so good. You can create AEW in the game, you know? Yeah. Justin Smith, it ran well for a $700 PC up until now where it's dead. You know, now it's dying and it's freezing all the time. But it was running well before that. Joe, do you think WWE will push a new face in the company? I don't know. Maybe they'll turn Reigns heel finally, idiots. They should have turned Reigns heel about 3 years ago to 4 years ago. Especially a couple of years ago, and they still didn't do that. Fire Pro Wrestling 2 is all you need. Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to make sure I get it back up. So I know there's some donations I missed too, so I want to get it back up. I'm just restarting the computer now. Awesome Kong was a surprise. I did not expect her. I didn't hear any rumors. Nobody had mentioned anything about her, so, you know, seeing her was pretty damn surprising. I thought that was pretty cool. I think Sasha Banks and CM Punk will show up. Sasha Banks has a contract with WWE for 3 years, so Sasha Banks won't be signing up for anything or showing up for anything unless somebody allows her to leave. Because, or she breaches her contract because she signed a contract 5 or 6 months ago or 7 months ago with WWE. And so Sasha Banks won't be showing up anywhere. I know that she's trying to get her lawyers together. So, Britt Baker had a hell of a super kick. I really enjoyed Britt Baker's super kick. EMS girl, what up? Love you. How you doing? What's up, Daniel? Joe, do you think it was a good start for AEW to kick WWE in their complacency? Yeah. I mean, this can only help, I would believe, help wrestling. You know? This can really only help wrestling. Not like Banks wants to be anywhere else. She hates the fans. Yeah, she seems to have an attitude with just about everybody. Don't know what's up with that, but seems to be that that's the deal. What will AEW do about injuries, especially to top guys? Tracy Brown, that's a great question. They will probably do what most people do, which is no, that's a good question. I don't know if it's in the contract. If they get, it's probably in the contracts. If they get injured, the company probably is going to take care of it. To be honest, I would assume it wouldn't be as cutthroat as WWE is. Joe, did you notice this? No, I didn't see that. Oh, the sound? No, I didn't see that. I don't think Sasha's all that bad. I met her before. Yeah, I mean, I went to wrestling school at a time with Sasha. She was great at that time. I don't know this new Sasha. I just know the girl who was Mercedes when she was wrestling here in New England and at the Killer Kowalski School. And she was great. I just thought she was awesome. I thought she was hot and I was like, wow, this girl is awesome. That's what I used to think. If AEW pays their health insurance, that's even more of a reason to wrestle for the company. Yeah, if that's the case, again, I don't know exactly what the case is, but if that were the case, then that would be pretty awesome. So,
Super Chat Party.
Hi, what up, Robbie? Jericho needs to lose weight. I mean, yeah, I think, I think obviously Jericho's a little bit overweight. He doesn't have to look like that. It's not because of his age. I think the thing about Jericho is he likes to drink. He likes to drink a lot. I mentioned this about a year ago. If you follow Jericho on Instagram and follow Jericho on Twitter, he's always got a beer in his hand, or, he's always like, oh, last night we partied, or whatever the hell else. So, Jericho has been just getting loaded, and I think that's because I think he's in shape. I think he's training. I think he does things, obviously, but I think because of, the drinking and all that stuff that he's, he's not going to get any thinner doing that. But I think he's fine. It's not really affecting his wrestling too much. I think he obviously could get in much better shape if he really, really wanted to. But he's so busy all the time that he's running around everywhere. I don't think he has a ton of time to double up on the gym and to say, oh, no, I'm not going to have a drink, I think he wants to party. Yeah, he's in shape, but he isn't cut. That's a good point. He's in shape, but he's not he could be in better shape if he wanted to be. If he really, really wanted to be, he stopped drinking, maybe, I don't know what he eats. And, you know what I mean? He probably would be a little bit better in the ring then, and he would be obviously more cut. But you know what? Chris Jericho can do whatever Chris Jericho wants because he's still awesome in the ring. At least he's wearing pants again, says Thrash Command. Yeah, I think it looks... he's always looked like Jericho with pants. But yeah, I mean, look at how good Jericho can wrestle right now. Can you imagine what would happen if he stopped drinking and, you know, ate a certain way and then had more time to exercise and shit? Then he would really destroy. I mean, like, he's really looking good as he is. And, yeah, so that would be pretty crazy. Trying to get my XSplit running again. Anybody who sent super chats that didn't play, I am going to play them in a minute. I just am not able to access it from this phone after my computer crashed. So just bear with me a minute. I'm going to have your super chats up in a second. And hopefully some of the news I wanted to talk about. Dave Meltzer reported somebody said that earlier, Haskell, that the pay-per-view got over 200,000 buys. It's not confirmed. Jericho's like me. I'm out of shape too, except I'm 34. I'm younger than Jericho. I'm out of shape too. I'm a little chubby. Like, I shouldn't be this chubby, you know? I'm just not really working out enough, and I'm not doing my best to eat better. And I just don't care right now. But I could really get in some good shape if I wanted to. And I probably should soon, you know? But that's the good thing also about Jericho is he can too still. So it sucks when this thing freezes. Oh my god, did my computer just freeze again, man? I think my computer just froze again. It just froze again. It just froze again. Look at the fucking circles stuck. I wish I was rich, man. If I was rich, I'd go out right now and I'd buy this computer that was like a $2,000 beast. And we could just do one show a week or something, but at least we wouldn't freeze. Wow. Froze again. Yeah, I built this computer 3 years ago myself. I used a very bad motherboard, which is a bad thing to do, but I did it because it was a $700 PC after I purchased everything. I built the thing from, I built the whole thing. But, after 3 years on a PC, and you run it to death like I do, I run the fuck out of this thing. You know what I mean? For the last 3 years, I'm this computer just always running, always doing shit. Yeah, this thing is frozen again. Oh boy. Yeah, maybe I could. I've maxed out all my credit cards though, so I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do that. I could probably get a new credit card, but yeah, it's all good. Well, I apologize because I had all this AEW news that I wanted to talk about and some things like that. But it's something going on. Yeah. I checked my CPU usage, but I'm gonna check it again, see what the hell's going on. I think the motherboard might be shitting itself. That's what I think. Yeah, I'd like to put a portion of monetize this up, but I ran into all this stuff today, and
Yeah, I'm just sorry, man. I had a whole show. We're only halfway through the show. I had a whole bunch more stuff planned to talk about as far as AEW written down. And I'm running up against the time here because I got to get off here, let Leah go do something at CVS and watch the kids. And then at about 10 p.m., I'm going to start my gaming stream, so... You should install, whatever, get Apple credit card. I hate Apple. Fuck Mac. Fuck Apple. No. They fucked me on a $4,000 computer back in 2006. And they fucked us back in the late 90s, too. I'll never buy Mac or Apple ever again. Even though the computers were awesome. Yeah, the sensory inclusive thing. Yeah, it was very interesting, you know. It's a shame Sting and Undertaker never happened. Yeah, that's true. Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears. Yeah, Sean Spears. He had a good showing yesterday. I think he was all right in the Royal Battle Royal. I haven't really seen the whole thing yet. What up, C? More? Trying to get my computer back on so I can play the donations that got missed. Actually, let me see. I think from my phone we can actually do that. Let me see here. Editor. No, that's not that. Alert profiles. No, that's not that. Is it this? Oh, no, it's not that. Is it, let me see, settings, orientation, no, I don't think it's that. Oh, here it is, I found it, holy shit, it's actually here. Let's see.
Smoke weed every day. Was good, JCS. Wolfpack Pussy Crew, it is me, the Blunted God.
The Blunted God, Moss Blaze. What's up, man? Thank you for the donation, 420. And how you doing? Hope you're doing good today. Just look at that, man. Look at Elon Musk hitting that shit. Look at Elon Musk hitting that shit. Hell yeah. Mike Litteris, what up, Mike? Joe called WWE headquarters and leave them in AEW.
Here we go, I'm about to get it, man. Here we go, about to get it, man. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. Oh, no!
Joe played Cody's whole post-show interview, talks about Triple H throne WWE being... Yeah, I planned on doing this all Haskell. Dude, I planned on playing all of this Haskell until my computer crashed. So, I really did. I was going to be doing that. I am going to check my CPU usage now, though. That was a good idea. There's got to be something going on. Haskell, thank you for the donation, man. Let's see if I missed someone else. Alright. Well, it looks good. I mean, 3% CPU. Oh, disk space is at 100% though right now for some reason. Look at my disk space. It's running at 100%. What the fuck is disk space doing? The C drive is fucked. What in the world is going on with the C drive? That is weird. That's really weird. It's the C drive. Memory is only 2.4 out of 15. CPU's at 1 to 5%. Ethernet's a little high. Disk C is running 100%. What the fuck? I was trying to keep it clean with the swears, but I'm not gonna be able to do that. Don't buy a Toshiba. You think Windows is updating something? They might be in the background. That would explain what's going on. Wow, that is horrific. That is horrific, dude. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, it just dropped off finally. It just finally dropped off. Wow, Jesus, that's weird. What up, Mike Myers? How you guys doing? Hey, Joe, I'm a new listener. How do I go by donating? Rich Herndon. Rich, thank you, man, for asking, and thanks for being here. Thanks to all the new people who subbed. Nobody has to donate, but it does support the show, obviously. The $sign on the bottom right is a super chat. You can do a super chat if you'd like, using the $sign in the right below. They take 30% of that, though. So a better way to donate is in the description box below in the video. There's a link to Streamlabs. It says Streamlabs or Twitch alerts. You can click on that, and it opens up your like PayPal or credit card, or use your credit card on PayPal or whatever you want to do. And then way at the bottom of my description, there's a list of all the donations and what they do. A list of what the Super Chat ones will do, and a list of what the Streamlabs ones will do. There's like 50 Streamlabs ones. There's like 8 Super Chat ones. And they're all listed down below. And basically, you're just supporting the show. I use that money for the mortgage. I use that money for my kids' diapers. I use that money for my food. I use that money for my computer stuff. I use that money for whatever. You're paying me. It's going to me. So I appreciate that. I used to do this for the new people. I've been doing wrestling on YouTube for 8 years. And about 5 years ago, I started opening up the donations. And what happened was 2 years ago, I lost my full-time job 2 years ago. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm going to do. And this was a really good part-time job. I was doing this part-time, so I didn't have to work three jobs anymore. I didn't have to work 78 hours a week doing other things. I was able to do my 40 or 50 hour job a week, then do this for 25 hours a week, and it was great. It helped me out big time. But yeah, when I lost that job, all these people signed up for Patreon. I launched all these patron shows that we do on Patreon. I do shows way more than I used to do. And then people just supported with donations so much that I made it a part of the show permanently. And that's the reason for that. So just for anybody out there wondering or whatever the hell, now you know about that. But we're here to talk about AEW. So let's get back to AEW. How's AEW going to compete with WWE on a basic weekly basis? Jesus Davila, thank you very much, Jesus. No, I mean, I think, dude, it's really not necessary. Wow, the C drive is back to being crazy again. The C drive is fucked. I don't think it's about necessarily competing. I think it's really just about, WWE, or rather AEW, just being the best they can be. And if they do that, they're going to beat WWE in that way. Perhaps. It's going to take time, I would think. But they don't need to compete with WWE. I mean, if anything, they're competing with NXT first, They don't need to compete. They just need to be successful. That's all that matters. As long as they're successful with whatever their, business plan is. I'm sure Tony Khan has a business plan or a 5-year plan of some kind, with an idea that we don't know about. And, we'll have to see what that is. Got to clear up some space on that drive if you're not going to crash the system completely. Yeah, but I don't think there's any space. The space on the drive. Let me check the space on the drive. I have 140 gigabytes free. I have 140 gigabytes free. But it's telling me, 100% disk usage. 100% disk usage. Why would it do that? You know what I mean? Any techies out there? Look at that. It's fucking. It's oh my god, dude. It's using 100% disk space right now. Like whatever is running in the background or whatever. But oh my god, dude. I have 150 gigabytes free. I have no idea what's going on. I'm gonna clean up the registry though and see if there's something going on with the registry files. Joe, should AEW buy Impact Wrestling? Nobody should buy Impact Wrestling. They should just go out of business at this point. Invest in a 3 terabyte hard drive. I agree. I'd have to reinstall all my files again, though, I feel like, wouldn't I? I have Malware Bytes. I can run Malware Bytes. Yeah, AEW should not buy Impact. Yes, I agree. Do I need a new processor? I don't know. I might need a new processor. It's the old 6.7 disk defragment. I'm on auto disk defrag every Wednesday. But yeah, maybe it could be the disk defragger. Maybe that would help. I meant this to be more of an AEW podcast. I'm sorry that it turned into this. Clean up the registry, run the disk defragment. Yeah, clean up the internet browsers. Good point. What do you think about the Judas elbow? Yeah, I thought maybe he was going to kick out too, but I think the ending got a little messed up just because they clearly went for that DDT that got screwed up a little bit, so they had to redo the almost ending, and then the Judas effect happened. So it kind of took the steam out of the ending a little bit. It would have been more of a surprise if that reversal DDT happened and then they went into that ending in the Judas effect. But because they had to redo it, it became obvious. So it was like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden it was over and it was like, oh, shit, whoa, that's the ending now? But because they redid it, it didn't look that bad for clearly having to redo it. And by the way, I have crapped on the announce team. I want to give now credit to the announce team. I don't know if it was all JR that did it or if it was all three of them, but I want to give them credit because when the screw up happened and they had to do it again, the announce team did a great job of selling it that, oh, Jericho, he tried to do that DDT last time and it didn't work and it reversed it and now he's gone to it again, and it was like this time he gets it, and when you do stuff like that, it makes it more believable. Like clearly he was trying to do something that didn't work out last time, and now he's doing it and it worked. So that was good. That was could definitely be appreciated. Looks like the drive calmed down ever since I cleaned. I just cleaned out the registry. After cleaning out the registry, it looks like the disk usage calmed down a little bit, but it's a little messy right now still. Leroy Jenkins to AEW. Conan, yeah, I love Conan's Keeping It 100. It's good. It's a good podcast. Conan's a great guy. I've always loved Conan, man. Get up, man. Get back in the ring, man. You're gonna be okay. It's fine. Get back in the ring. You're fine, man. What the fuck? Wake up. Conan, he's dead. Nah, man. He's just snap him in the face and throw him in the ring. He's good. He's good to go. But no, I like Conan a lot. He had my back in the past a couple times, and I just have a lot of respect for Conan for didn't need to do that, and he did. Like the bear I put up there in the corner. My daughter brought it down to me when I was angry one night, and she wanted me to feel better. It was really sweet. I'm gonna sneeze in a second, so apologize. MJF was great on the mic. Did a great job on the mic. Ryback, get out of the chat. Ryback, are you really in the chat?
Are you in my chat, Ryback? Do you want me to beat you, Ryback? Do you want me to shell shock you, Ryback? Do you remember what I did when I was never the WWE champion? You know what I used to do? I would rip CM Punk's ears off, and then I would lobotomize him. Finish it! Buy my bestiality formula on Amazon. It's great. If you buy my Amazon products, I will finish it.
Conan brought Mysterio, Guerrero, and Psychosis. Yeah, absolutely. It's true, man. That guy did a lot for wrestling, and did a lot for Lucha Libre in America. We can all thank Dave Meltzer for his 10,000 CP. Hey, Joe, do you think you're a goner if you run into Ryback again? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm a goner.
If I run into Cryback.
A man who buys fake Twitter followers. A man who buys Instagram followers. Ryback. The day after my interactions with Ryback on Twitter, Ryback followed about 2,000 of my followers and also my listeners. I had hundreds of emails from my listeners saying Ryback follows them now. And we looked into it, and it was clearly that he botted them. because a week later he didn't follow any of them. So he bought a program on Twitter where it follows a couple thousand people a day and then unfollows them automatically the next day. And what that does is that gets people to be like, oh shit, this guy followed me, I'm going to follow him back. Because the statistics show that 22% of the time, if somebody follows you, you follow them back. 22% of the time, so you can gain thousands of Twitter followers very quickly. It's actually against Twitter's terms of service, and you can actually be banned from Twitter from that. But if you look up, if you use an auditing program, you can actually audit Ryback's Twitter to find out and see that he is indeed buying, or did at one point buy, hundreds of thousands of Twitter followers. And if you look at his Twitter activity, it's very, very inevitable. It's very, not inevitable, but it's very telling. It will show you that. Joe, did you see the WWE Network premiere second failed attempt by WCW? Yeah, it did feel a little bit funny that was dropping on the WWE Network. Very interesting. Did somebody donate? Robbie Hyde with $1.99. I'm sorry, anything under $3 doesn't usually alert, so I'm sorry, Robbie Hyde. Any advice for starting up a podcast or channel? Yeah, my advice for starting up a podcast or channel is you're going to fail, and be consistent, and just don't stop. Be consistent, you know what I mean? Because I failed from 2007 to 2012, I failed on YouTube. When I started on YouTube with this wrestling channel, I was talking to like 8 people, 4 people, 10 people for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then eventually it became 30 people. And then all of a sudden, it became 500 people overnight because we had a big night. But it eventually builds up. You can be a failure for years before you start to see a trend. But so be consistent. Upload often. Be consistent. And really, obviously, if you're not entertaining or you're not good enough, you're not giving people an honest opinion or an interesting opinion, or you're not entertaining yourself, you're not going to do well either, because people want to be entertained in some way. You need to be either very smart, so you're providing them with something. I'm more of a middle-rounded person. I don't think I'm the smartest. I don't think that I do all of the big news research. But I'm opinionated and I'm outgoing, so that helps. I think some people can be more one or the other, where they're very analytical. I'm not so analytical. So there's some guys you listen to because, wow, they're so analytical. They're going to see all the news. They're going to put all the 2 and 2 together, and they're going to tell me information I didn't even think about. And that's valuable to listeners, especially if you're entertaining with it too. The more you can give your opinion and be entertaining, but then provide analytics and news and facts that maybe a lot of other people don't know about, or interesting opinions that you haven't heard before, all that stuff, you're going to do better and better and better. But no matter what you do, if you're not consistent, it's going to be hard to do very well. Look at a guy like iDubbbz on YouTube, releases one video every bumblefuck. He's so interesting to people that people do come back and watch him by the millions. But if he were to, do a weekly show, he could probably grow even more, Solomonster is one of the best. I agree. I think Solomonster is, he is that TV radio background like I have, and very evident. So he's very good and informative. I kind of add a little bit of a different thing. I sort of try to do the serious wrestling podcast, but at the same time, I try to be very shocking and weird and funny and throw comedy into the whole goddamn thing. We're being pretty serious right now, but I always thought let's do the Howard Stern of wrestling. I'm going to do the Howard Stern-ish type show with a wrestling format, if that's possible. So a lot of the shows I do are geared around that idea of it's radio with wrestling, but we don't take ourselves that seriously. Some people take themselves very seriously as far as wrestling talk, and some people like that. I don't always like that. I think it's fun to have a little more fun with it. It's wrestling, It's not politics or whatever. I don't know. Joe, did you miss the announcement of All Out? Because I read it. No, I saw it. I saw the mention of All Out. I think they mentioned it during the broadcast at some point, and I saw it there. Okay, guys, I am going to run. I have to run because my wife has to go run to the store. Leah has to go to the store for the kids real quick. I am probably going to do another one of these tomorrow again where my computer won't crash. And on top of that, I will be live in about an hour. I'm going to be live with my gaming stream. So if you want to come hang out and say shit, I will talk wrestling. I'll talk about whatever you guys want. Usually, you donate for me to hear your comments. You can chat, though, and I might read your chat comments, too. I think I'm going to play, like, it could be Madden, it could be NHL, it could be PUBG for a little while. And I might play Diablo with Leah, so she might actually come on the Skype with me. So she might talk, too. And, guys, I hope you do hit that like button down below. Hope you leave some comments. And I hope if you really like the channel, you think about becoming a patron. If you're a patron of $5 a month on Patreon, you get 30 hours of bonus content not heard here on YouTube from me. Plus, you're supporting the channel because I don't really have any sponsors anymore. So, that's it. The Blues and Bruins tomorrow night, Mike. I'm ready, dude. I'm so fucking ready for hockey. It's crazy. All right, guys. I will see you in about an hour for the gaming stream. Good night. Love y'all. I'm gonna go hunt myself. I wish I was still on my computer so I could play the epic outro music. So what do you think, WWE talent tweeting? Okay, yeah, so we didn't really get to a lot of that because now because my computer crashed, it fucked everything up. Yeah, WWE's been tweeting about AEW. I think that's a huge mistake by them. I think any attention you're giving to this, every time you tweet about AEW becomes a news story. I think WWE talent should be aware of that. I think Vince McMahon should be angry about that. I love seeing him angry. I love that this is happening. It's great for all of us because we're so pissed off right now as wrestling fans, as WWE fans. But yeah, I think Vince has a right to be mad. I think from a business standpoint, I would be angry too. I would say, what are you doing? Tweeting this company. You guys are idiots. You're giving them press every time you tweet. And but what are you going to do? WWE dropped the ball here, big time. And I don't know what else to say about that. All right, guys. More on everything else later tonight. I will be live on the Purple Place Twitch. So when I stream later, you guys can watch on YouTube or watch on Twitch. I'm really going this time. Thank you. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to tweet me. It's @CorruptedPod on Twitter is my Twitter account. @CorruptedPod. Since I'm banned for life on Twitter. Which makes no sense, but I don't want to get into it. You know. Corrupted Pod. Bye. Oh, that was, oh. Yeah, God, fuck. Those my balls. Woo!